Alright YouTube, what is going on? My name is Bigfoot. Welcome back to episode number 10. I can't believe we're on to episode number 10 already, it's crazy. Of my Let's Play here on Fordell County, Cities Skylines. As you can see in the background right now, I have been going ahead and still am, I guess it's just the highways, I'm really trying to get this right. I spent a lot of time on it in the last episode, way too much, so I thought, you know what, let's do something a little bit different. Let's go ahead and do a time lapse at the start here, and gone ahead and, I guess, added in a new junction. I wanted a second one because I know Fordell City is going to get pretty busy, and I don't want to have too many choke points. And I was trying to get a default junction here, and I was like, let's go ahead and create a custom one, because I've really not done that in forever, and I've gone ahead and made it, and you know, it's not necessarily the prettiest with regards to angles joining the road, but I honestly think it's not too bad. And it sits with the trees beautifully as well. I really do like that. I think the trees, I mean, as I said in the last episode, adding trees to anything just makes things very, very nice indeed. But yeah, interesting. Facility full, which is not good. So, got a lot of ongoing issues which you do need to go ahead and resolve, but that should hopefully go ahead and help things for now anyway. So, I made a temporary road in the last episode connecting up Fordell City down to, I guess, the long road which goes in between the industrial estate and the forest. That was a temporary road, and I very much have gone ahead and resolved that. So what will happen eventually is this road will continue on down and it'll join up with a new highway which will come along here once we unlock that area, but right now that is not quite the time. So, looks like right now we're mainly having a shortage to do with workers, which is evident across abandonment and is an ongoing issue we're starting to see in general across the map right now, so we are going to need to go ahead and deal with that. We've got rubbish issues we need to deal with. I want to go ahead and touch on underground lines, as I mentioned in the last episode as well. I think that would be super useful to do also, and then from that we'll see where we are. I also went ahead and moved a few more buildings over into this area in general as well, so now we've got a crematorium over here as well, and then I've gone ahead and just added a lot more trees in, which is juicy. Okay, so where are we going to go from here then? Very good question indeed. We're just going to go ahead and add in a few more streets. First big thing I do want to do though is I want to go ahead and grab this road here, and we're going to go ahead and extend it right along to probably to about, well, let's actually work this out here. We are going to have the road coming up from here. I'm definitely going to do that. Let's go ahead and draw that there. Let's draw that to there. They intersect each other at, I don't think that is quite a 90-degree angle, even though it said it is. I don't believe it. But hey-ho, so that is what we're going to have here, because eventually we're going to get over to this area, and I don't want to touch it too much, but it wouldn't be the worst thing, because we've got this area fenced off. We can go ahead and add a border region, which is probably what we'd do if I do get to the edge of this forest wood plantation, not plantation, which I mean, realistically we will get to the edge of it eventually. I do want to have this road continually be used and then actually come up and build a village probably up this valley as well, because there is quite a bit of flat land which I'm sure we can make use of. Anyway, the ongoing issue right now is really, really bad, and it is really to do with lack of people. So we are going to go ahead and extend that right along there. Then we're going to go ahead and just get ready to build. Now, with this increased population comes some issues. First of all, transport capacity, which we're going to deal with, but also facilities as well. This part of the map's not really ready to deal with all this extension work here, so it's quite important to note that we are going to have to go ahead and plug a lot of those holes as well. Let me go ahead and only slowly start to populate up this area a bit more, because we are going to go ahead and do some more work as well with adding in some facilities. So let's do one step at a time. First of all, let's go ahead and add in some water, because that's arguably the most important thing I'm going to need in this area. So that's that issue dealt with. Next thing I think we're going to need to deal with is how we're doing medically wise. We are doing okay if we look at facilities. So we've got our GP clinic right in the middle of town there, then we've got our hospital down closer to the, I guess, the natural city area, which is fine. So that is healthcare provided for. Fire service wise, it's all over there, so it's at one end. That's also providing cover for the shopping district as well. So do we need another station over here? I'm gonna say yes, we are. Right now we are still making a lot of money. It has dropped though, so do we really need it? We're going to leave it for now. Police-wise, sort of same situation. We still don't have a police headquarters on this map though, do we? Small station over there for Crescent Bay Industrial Estate. We've got the small one for Crescent Bay and then Conifer Village. We've got one for Fordell, which we can probably scrap now, to be honest, because we're going to go ahead and add in the much larger HQ, which I think is honestly about time. So we'll build that at the back of the university there, and then we'll go ahead and get rid of our small police station. So it served well, but I think it is good that we've gone ahead and upgraded to the police headquarters. Hopefully that should go ahead and help fight crime across the city. So that one is good there as well. There is no like large fire station. There is a large fire station, because I'm always only building the small ones. I mean, I guess that would be a good additional use as well. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and upgrade to that also. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of the smaller one there, and we're going to go ahead and get the larger one in at the top of the road here as well. So it looks a bit more... I don't know if I really actually like it compared to the other one, but it's going to have a lot more fire engines. That's the big thing here. So it's gone from I think 10 the default number up to 25, so should get a bit better coverage, and this can really help with Fordell City shopping district, and it can dive down into Crescent Bay Industrial Park as well. Okay, so what is the talk of the town right now? Lack of workers, even though I think we've gone ahead and, with all that new building, actually gone ahead and got things sorted relatively good. How can we go ahead and get people, I guess, connected into the town a little bit better? That's just through better public transport, and I think that's something we really do need to go ahead and look at. So, what I want to do is I want to go ahead and build a new subway line. Subway for me is just the much better system, and I think it's the good and better way to go. So, we jump back under line here, let's go ahead and try and plot out some more stations. So, what I think I would quite like to do is I would like to have a station down the bottom here. I think this would make a lot of sense, and then have a terminating station right down the ocean front. I think here would be a good idea. Then what we can do is we can go ahead and rejoin, I guess, into the circle at that station there, maybe. Or maybe not even do that, maybe do a station right along the bottom. Thing is, we are going to have to join in the circle at some stage to go ahead and have some stations which I guess are like neutral to all. I need to be able to connect up the two, so I think after that station, yeah, we'll join back into the circle there, and then call there. And then what we'll do, instead of calling in at Fordell City there, we'll go ahead and add in another station, possibly there. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and add another one up in this top corner round here. So this is going to be a point-to-point line instead of a loop, so something a little bit different this time, but I think it's just to go ahead and try and accommodate the changes in it with our city. So if we go ahead and... yeah, this is going to be a fun one to merge, isn't it? Let's go ahead and build you to say there, and then what we're going to go ahead and do is see if we can get this bend to naturally go into this bend, which really isn't going to happen at all. It's not the worst there though, but that does-ish work, so that's fine. Then we're going to come down to here, and just after the station, actually what we're going to do is we'll build the straight segment up here first. Then what I'll do is I'll go ahead and join that into there like so, which is fine. It does mean though that that underground station could get quite busy, and then that'll loop round to there. So this is the point to point, as you can see, which should work out okay. I'm also starting to see a disruption here in the old current circle right now. There's no connection between Fordell City, which is quite strange. If we jump into the underground lines and we look at the clockwise one, which is that one there, yeah, let's go ahead and have a quick look at all of the... You're doing fine for cars, that's fine. I'm just really confused here why you've all of a sudden like lost a stop. Yeah, there we go, right, that's it resolved. I don't know what actually happened there though. Very odd indeed. Right, let's also go ahead and add in our new line though. So if we go ahead and grab ourselves the line tool, then what I want to do is go ahead and create a new line from that station up to that station. Then we're going to call in here. This is going to be quite a busy part of the metro loop. Then we're going to call here in, I guess we're going to have to come up with new names for these stops. So we're going to bring it back down to here, back round to here, and then, so that means there's basically 2 stops in the circle which currently exist. Then there's 2 stops at the bottom of the line and 2 stops at the top of the line. So this is going to be the Fordell City branch, I think is what we are going to call it. So let's call this Fordell City line. Let's go ahead and first of all, let's change this to a really totally unique colour so we can really tell it apart. So it means there's going to be a lot of traffic in this area here though. However, we could possibly go ahead and reduce the number of cars on the... I mean, we've got 4 on the other 2 lines, so I think that's fine. What I can't see us needing 4 on this Metro line, or Metro City Line 3, which failed to get renamed, so we'll call that Fordell City for the second time. Let's go ahead and jump into here. I'm going to actually reduce the vehicle down to 3 actually, because I really don't think we'll need that many. There's only 4 independent stops, so I don't think they need overly served. Things are just really not going well down here, are they? At all. This is the second time I've had to go ahead and do this bulldozing, and I just don't think we're getting the staff. Again, the demand has gone up crazily though. My population has gone up 1,000. Oh my word. We having a death wave by any chance as well? Feel like we just about are. Good thing is we are pretty much all ready to go now with all of this expansion work, so we can go ahead and get a lot of people into the map very, very quickly indeed. Right, so that's transport capacity upgraded. Parks and plazas is probably the next thing on my list. So this part of town isn't doing very well for parks, as we can see. So what I want to do is we are going to go ahead and add in a... I guess a... Yeah, I don't know. What are we thinking? Tennis courts, we get a small basketball court in here, or we go for some unique props, which we're not going to do for the time being. We have got some water stuff. We've got a Japanese garden, a dog park, we've got a botanic garden. I think that could really suit the city actually quite a bit. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I think let's do it on this road here possibly, to be honest. So let's go ahead and do that. That should make some difference. And then we'll also go ahead and add in a small dog park as well, maybe at the top end. Or let's go ahead and add one maybe up this corner here or something, just like right in with all the large housing. So as we can see now, I guess the reflection with regards to happiness is much greater, which is good, in with Fordell City, which is awesome. And we could always add in another one right over here as well, which is cool. So that should really go ahead and make the citizens of the city much happier. What I think we could also do is add in a small park as well, round in with Fordell City Shopping District. I'm just trying to go ahead and accommodate things in general, you know, try and make things better across the whole map. So that could go ahead and help out a small part of the industrial estate here. Let's also go ahead and do a small one in the back street here. So that's helped the industrial estate quite a bit, which is good. So we are going ahead and seeing us pretty much accommodating for all this large increase. With this large increase, so that means that, I mean, how much has Fordell City outgrown its current boundaries? Quite a bit, so let's go ahead and accommodate for that. Now, we've got some interesting space in here, for example, which I'd like to go ahead and fill up. What we are going to do, even though we have a shopping city, I think what we're going to actually maybe try and do is put offices in here. So this is going to be the Fordell City Office District. We've sort of currently grown out of our office district along here, along the waterfront, so I think it's quite a nice confined space to go ahead and try and get offices into. And then we can also possibly add another metro stop in here as well and adapt our current new line, which I think would be awesome. Right now, a lot of the demand though is for commercial, which I can go ahead and easily accommodate for. So let me go ahead and add in an extension to our original project around here. which is awesome. So let's go ahead and fill this up with some light density, and let's go for high density, high density, high density, and some more high density around here as well, which is awesome. Now this can also go ahead and expand around into this area here, which is totally fine, and then possibly further back as well going forwards. I don't want to put too much pressure on this road, so realistically we might have another road along the top here in the future also. Let me just check the power grid for now. We no longer need this power line, which is what I'm expecting, and then as I've got rid of that now, we are going to go ahead and build that road for the time being. So we're going to go ahead and build this out to... Can we just... yeah, let's just draw a diagonal road there, to be honest. I'm sort of ruining my grid system. It's not too far out in all honesty, but that works out, and that's just an extra road for the traffic to flow on. So let's now go ahead and lay out this office district area. So first things first is that the school is, I think, might have to move. Shot caller. We could go ahead and try and do this without moving the school. Actually, yeah, we maybe better are doing that. Right, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. So let's go ahead and draw roads down here and down here. Space is already occupied though with a post office, so we can go ahead and move that without too much issues at all here. Let's go ahead and just stick that in there for the time being, so just move it a tiny amount. Then let's go ahead and draw this down to here and draw that down to there. So this could actually be quite a small office district, and we're just going to pad in the rest with trees. So let's go ahead and first of all try bring back a little bit more commercial over here. Then again we can probably get another small commercial area in there and in there. Then continuing along we can get some in here and then some in there as well. Try and get a bit more going on in the Fordell City itself. Then with regards to offices we can just go ahead and grab our paint bucket tool. We can go ahead and fill all this up. And then that means the remaining we can just go ahead and fill in with some trees here. If we go ahead and reduce the size of the brush drastically, we can go ahead and fill in all these other areas along here. Get some more trees actually over here as well. This is an area I would like to probably actually extend the industrial estate into, though right now there's actually no demand at all for that, which is interesting to say the least. I mean, I'm just really not happy with this whole place in general. The street layout, it's not optimal. It could be much better. I am actually honestly half tempted to just bulldoze it all and restart, but I'm not gonna for the time being. I think that's fine. Also thinking as well now, maybe an office district would have been better in this small area over here, in all honesty, but we've done what we've done now, so I'm just gonna leave it as it is. Right, okay, so with that said, oh, I know now. Yeah, okay, so this is the dog park. Yeah, I was really confused in my last episode because I came to the end of this road here and I was so confused what this was, but it's a dog park from above, so looks interesting to say the least. It's got a really low running fee and provides some good benefits, so it's not too bad at all in general. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and move away from that. So in general, how are we doing? Well, we've gone ahead and sort of really met lots of demand, which is great to see. So now what I want to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and get to move back onto something customizable. How's this place doing? Evidently, I mean, production value is very good, but it does say it's possibly abandoned. I do see an abandoned, it's the building beside it, no wonder. I was quite confused there. I was like, surely that's not abandoned because we're making a lot of money. If I click the right icon, I believe still from our... Okay, we're not. Yeah, we're really not. Well, we are. Our factory was making a good amount of money there, so yeah, right now we're down quite a bit. We're down to 10,000, which is our lowest in a long time, which isn't great at all, but it is just one of these things. Again, we are still dealing with our mass issue to do with abandonment and lack of staff. Again, it's really strange. I've built lots of new housing, but I don't feel it's made much of a difference. So what I think we maybe need to do is maybe build some low density housing, which can be quite easy to go ahead and do. So, but I think we'll also go ahead and build some more high density first of all also. So let's go ahead and now expand upon this. I think I'm going to maybe make a change to this road here actually, in all honesty, very, very shortly. Let's go ahead and let's build right down to there. Let's also go ahead and have this road be the same like so. Now what I actually want to do is I want to go ahead, and if we can pause very quickly, let's go ahead and delete this section, the section which will be part of Fordell City. Quite happy to leave that as it is, and then if I go ahead and grab our large highway, that'll run down to there, then we'll do a small section there. Then what I want is I want a windy section to sort of go like that, yeah. There we go, perfect. So it's not the most natural bend, but again, it can be covered with trees. So this is where I don't want Fordell City to go on forever, and just because it is Fordell City doesn't necessarily mean it needs to be the biggest. I just, like for example, there's quite a few American states that are like that. They've got, oh, I don't know. There's situations like Delaware City, for example. Delaware City is tiny. It's in Delaware, funnily enough, but it's only got like 20,000 people. Nowhere near the biggest city in with the whole state, but it is, it's not even the capital, but it is just sort of, you know, a part of it. You can also extend out the back of Fordell City as well here, and then I would also like to get some low density in at some stage if we can too, because that would be awesome. Let me go ahead though, and we're going to mass build here. We're also going to actually touch on education in a second too, because I feel we've neglected that also. So let me go ahead and add in some more water piping for our new incumbent guests. Now let's actually go ahead and go back to capacity, because elementary school wise we are living on the edge right now. So let's go ahead and add in one new elementary school, and I think we'll try and maybe add in another as well, because I don't think that alone is going to make too much difference for Fordell. Problem is that Conifer Village does have one at the bottom, but it doesn't have one at the top. Though Springfield has one, so I feel that's fine. Yeah, okay, we'll let that update. High school wise, we're on the edge, and then university we're doing good. So let this run, and let's go ahead and see how this updates. The thing is, I think we are going to need a new high school at some stage anyway. High schools are interesting. Yeah, we're going to build another high school right the way around here actually, just get it out the way for once, which is good. So this is, it's not too far away from the other high school actually, so that means we've now got 4 high schools in the city, which is cool. So that is us, I mean that's at a limited capacity because it's not got power right now, so that will change very, very shortly though indeed. It's also amazing how that one wind turbine is powering all of that over there, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. It's slowly expanding this way, which will take a short amount of time, but school is running just at a reduced capacity, which is fine. Elementary wise, we're still going to need to add in another one, aren't we? Which is also fine. Let's go ahead and get that up against the highway, which probably isn't the safest arguably, but it will do in there for the time being. That segment of the highway is not that busy, so we're all good. And then with that said, that is pretty much, I mean, we've done good here in with that space. I really do think we have. Next thing for me to do is go ahead and just pretty much extend this a bit more. So we can go ahead. The problem is we're up onto a hill here though, which is quite awkward. So I can go ahead and add in lots more streets, which is fine, but it does mean it is going to come with a bit of a terrain challenge. I will go ahead and zone all this up though, because realistically, where are we going to expand right now? We don't have too many more options. The population's also not increased really at all as of late, which is not great. And with me actually building all these roads as well, we're going to drop in population again. So as we can see, it's going to create for something quite interesting at parts here. But we'll just have to deal with it as it is. Shopping district expansion is needed right now though, so what we are going to do is, I think I know what we're going to do here actually. I think I've got a solution, so let's slow the game down a little bit. Let's go ahead and grab this road and we're going to go ahead and extend it. So we're going to extend round to say there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to have a very, very sharp turn, which is going to loop round here. Arguably I'm probably not going to have this road at this sort of density. but it will do for the time being. So what we're going to do is we're going to run this round to here, then we're going to run you along sort of to about there, and then curl that along there, which is wonderful. And that means now, with that said, I can go ahead and let us extend this into our terminus node, which is going to be in there, which is wonderful. Right, okay, so that also means now we have another highway connection, which is cool, and that means we can go ahead and, because I want some more low density, it would make sense to have this out here. I'm not going to have much more low density in this general area because I don't think it's really needed. Also got a really bad feeling that a death wave is about to start, just based on the amount of icons all of a sudden we've got, which is not cool. How are we doing? I mean, we should be doing fine for capacity on the death side of things. So healthcare, we're doing good. Average healthcare is at 72%, which isn't that bad. With regards to coverage in general, it is pretty good. We can maybe have a small medical centre in with all of this here, and I think we'll maybe do that. Things are just so patchy right now and just so awful, in all honesty. They really are. What we can do though is, as I said, we can go ahead and expand this, but I think we'll actually expand it up the way, not out the way or along the way for the time being. So let me go ahead and build a road which comes up the back of the mountain here, which is awesome. I want to go ahead and, if I can, do something along the lines of that. And then again, let's do the same to, maybe not all the way round this time though, we'll maybe cut that off there like so. So that's given us lots of new area to expand into, which is awesome as always. So let's go ahead and zone some of this up. I realise they're quite small lots just because they're on corners though, but we can go ahead and get a little bit of high density along here as well, which is awesome. Finally, water wise, we're actually doing okay because the amount of water pipes I've realised we built in the last 2 episodes is quite a lot. But we seem to be handling it okay, which is awesome. I think we could actually do with a tiny bit better connectivity over there as well, which is cool. Right, so with that said, yeah, we're definitely experiencing a death wave, which is not cool in the slightest, but these things just have to happen. Let me go ahead and add in a better water pipe across there as well, which is cool. So the demand now is shifted over to the commercial sector, which makes sense. Let's go ahead and speed this up and see if it changes much. We're up to a population of 22,000, which is good. It's still not really perfect though. It's still not heading back on the up, which is interesting indeed. Since we've also built this extension as well down here, things have just been awful, absolutely awful with regards to the industrial side of things. Slowly but surely I start to maybe see, I think, some more gaps filling, though we've still got lots of abandonments. And we've also actually got issues of getting workers as well. Right now we've got nil poa, which is not good. Again, is it you that's struggling now? I think it is, yeah, and it's just not good. But the thing is, I've built as much housing really as I can now, to be honest. We can go ahead and accommodate a lot more, so I will start to build some more zones up here for the time being. And then we'll just go as the demand needs. I'm really tempted now to go ahead and start that outer village, and I said I would do it this episode, but it's not really happened as of yet, to be honest. That is something I've definitely noticed though. But time just gets away from you, to be honest. We've just been chasing what we've been needing to do. How is our new underground line doing? It's actually got a lot of passengers on it, 411 in total, which is awesome. So it's doing just about as good as the loop actually, which is really interesting indeed. So am I surprised at how well it's doing? Yes and no. I mean, Fordell City's an interesting one. It really is. I can definitely see that being expanded as Fordell City grows. I could see it looping round, having another station up here, and then maybe terminating at Fordell Shopping City. I think that would be quite a good idea as well. So it sort of rejoins with the line, and then it sort of, I guess, moves away. I guess the the Valley line is sort of dropped in popularity, partially maybe because it's had some of its market share taken away which that would make a lot of sense indeed. I'm also just totally tempted. What is going on here? Like, every single building is being abandoned right now. It's actually crazy. And I think we're going to have so much more. Thing is, we are a record high population. I just don't understand, game. Right, there we go. No, you zoom in and it's just awful. Really wants to just make me to just go ahead and rebuild this whole area. It just looks so hideous. It's the roads, it's the connections. It's just the lack of... Oh. Right, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to wrap this episode up because we are pretty much done. We have an issue, and I'm going to go ahead and have to continue to resolve this into the next episode. I'm really tempted to go ahead and just grab the mod which allows me tile unlock all, because I really need to... I've been waiting too long to go ahead and unlock certain tiles now. I think we just need to go ahead and get to it, so... I think that's honestly what I'm going to do. It's just annoying now. It's really just a real hindrance, so we're going to go ahead and do that. We're experiencing a death wave, we're experiencing a lack of population, which isn't good either, so... Lots of issues we need to go ahead and resolve, even though we are continuously building, but... we need to go ahead and get that balance right. So, hope you have enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, rate, and subscribe if you are new around here. Go down into that description below. Check out my Twitter, my Patreon, and my Discord. And that's pretty much it for this episode, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Bigfoot, and I'm out.